Hey ladies, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about my 6-week update. So by the end of this video, I am going to reveal to you guys how much weight I have lost in the last 6 weeks. And I'm so excited to share that with y'all. But I also want to share 3 things that I really wish that I knew and understood before I started GLP-1 again. So for those of you who have been watching and following my journey, this is my 2nd time taking a GLP-1 medication. About 1.5 years ago, I started on semaglutide and I did it for about 6 weeks. I did lose 11 pounds, but I ended up gaining all the weight back plus a few extra pounds. And there's a reason for that. So I want to make sure that this time around, taking tirzepatide or Zepbound, that we do things the right way. So one of the things that I really wish that I knew and understood the first time around is how important muscle loss is when taking a GLP-1. So apparently you can lose up to 40% of your muscle while taking this medication. Like, that is a huge number, y'all. So while you might be stepping on the scale thinking that you're losing fat, you could actually be losing muscle, which is something that I experienced my first time around. And that's not what I'm trying to go through this time around, because I don't want to be skinny fat, for one. And for 2, I don't want my metabolism to be decreased, because your metabolism is what helps you burn fat. So that just defeats the whole purpose. So the first time around, of course, I lost some fat, but I also lost some muscle. And when I tell you, rebuilding muscle is a lot harder than maintaining the muscle that you already have. So some of the things that I've been doing this time around is making sure that my protein intake is on point. So I discussed this with my doctor, and I also did a little bit of research on my own to find out exactly how many grams of protein I need to have for my size, my body weight, my body composition. How many grams of protein do I need every single day? So for me, I need anywhere between 100 to 120 grams of protein every single day. And for me, I break that down over the course of 3 meals. Granted, I do have snacks throughout the day when I am hungry, because y'all know on this medication, you don't really have an appetite sometimes, so it's hard to get that protein in. But what I've been doing is splitting up, say, my 100 grams of protein. I try to eat 35 grams of protein for breakfast, 35 grams of protein for lunch, and then the same for dinner, give or take a few grams, as long as I am trying my best to get over 100, but not over 120 grams, if that makes any sense at all. So yeah, protein, extremely important. The second important thing is weight training. So in the beginning, I wasn't doing a lot of weight training. Now, I have worked out throughout my life off and on, so I'm not a beginner. I'm more of an intermediate strength training person. So I just thought, hey, I can take this medication and I can, do my regular exercises and be fine. But no, I was wrong. You need to have a very specific strength training regimen included while you are taking this medication. Otherwise, you're gonna look very skinny fat, and y'all know what skinny fat is. You're not gonna look toned. You might be slim, you might be thin, but you might see a little bit of jiggles there. You might have a little jiggling on your legs, and you're gonna be soft to the touch, when that may be your thing. And I'm not coming for anybody who is body composition is like that, but for me and my goal, it's not what I want. I do want to look toned, because my natural build is very slim and athletic looking. So that is the body composition that I want for myself. So in order to rebuild that, because now I have gotten older, I'm over 40, and if you're over 40, you feel me, I've gotten a little softer, and it's a little bit harder to rebuild that muscle. So I've implemented a strength training regimen for myself. So that's one thing. So the second thing is, appetite suppression can be a double-edged sword, especially for somebody like me who just loves to eat. I eat for any reason, y'all. Prior to this medication, I eat when I'm sad, I eat when I'm happy, I eat to celebrate, I eat to not celebrate. It's just like, I just love eating. Eating is my comfort place. This is comfort food. Everything is comfort food for me, right? But since being on this medication, I have really noticed a drastic change in my appetite, which is a shock, right? Because I'm like, well, what do I do if I'm not eating? And I have to remind myself to eat. I don't know who came up with this we need to eat once a day kind of thing, but it's not very healthy at all. Your body needs food for fuel. And secondly, if you're not eating, your metabolism is going to slow down tremendously. And again, in order for your body to burn fat and not muscle, you need your metabolism to be kicked in gear, and food is what helps you kick your metabolism into gear. So it's really important to make sure that you're not just eating calories and making sure that you're staying within the calorie deficit, but it's also important to eat the right foods. So for breakfast, making sure you're eating a balanced diet. For lunch, the same, and so on and so forth. Making sure you're getting the right protein, the right carbs, the right fats, and the right fibers are all very important. If this is something that is unfamiliar to you and you're just used to going in the kitchen and eating whatever, I highly recommend that you either talk to a nutritionist or talk to the doctor who's prescribed you this medication to find out if they can actually help you craft out a healthy meal plan for yourself. Because I'm telling you right now, if you don't control the amount of food that's going into your body, you're gonna feel tired, you're gonna feel sick, your metabolism's gonna slow down. You might lose weight right now while you're on this medication, but if you come off of this medication, your body is gonna be so used to being in starvation mode. When your body is no longer on this medication, you're gonna eat up everything in sight and you're gonna gain all of that weight back. And yeah, you're gonna have to start this process all over again. So we wanna prevent that. And lastly, let's talk about the exit strategy, because the exit strategy to this medication is just as important as you starting the medication. I do not recommend, and this is just my own personal opinion, just stopping the medication abruptly, because I feel like if starting the medication, if your doctor says that you need to titrate up in order to get your body used to having the medication in your system, it just makes logical sense to me not to just take this medicine out of your system abruptly, because it may cause some imbalances that you're just not ready for. So I highly recommend that you work with your provider to find out the best exit strategy for you. Now, I've read some mixed reviews and I've listened to some podcasts that have mixed views on whether or not somebody should stop taking their GLP-1 medication. And honestly, I haven't made up my mind yet. I don't know. I don't have enough experience on the medication to know, like, is this something that I'm going to have to take for the rest of my life? I don't know. The first time I took it, I know when I stopped, I gained all of the weight back. So I definitely don't want to go through that yo-yo phase of gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, and losing weight. Nobody has time for that. So I'm still learning, like, what is going to be best for my body. I recommend that you talk to your provider to find out what's going to be best for you. But the way a doctor explained it, I think it was a blog that I read, and if I can find the blog, I will link it down in the description box. I think it was a blog that I read, and she said that, or no, it wasn't a blog. Take that back. It was a TikTok video of a doctor who prescribes GLP-1 medications, and she said, or she asked the question, like, would I take a heart patient off of their heart medication just because they're starting to do better on the heart medication? And that got me to thinking, like, right, because obesity is a disease, right? Just like any other disease, like diabetes, high blood pressure, so on and so forth. And if someone has to be prescribed medication for those diseases that they essentially have to take for the rest of their life in order to maintain their optimal health, then why wouldn't it be the same for an obesity medication? I don't know. It made sense to me. I still don't have enough information about it to decide whether or not it's something that I'm going to continue to do or wean myself off of. I don't know, but as soon as I know, I will let y'all know. But I think there are some added benefits to staying on this medication, and I'm going to go over what some of those benefits are, because the GLP is not just for weight loss. So GLP-1s are not just for fat loss. This is one of the reasons why I'm considering maybe staying on the medication, because aside from helping with losing weight, it also helps improve blood sugar control. It reduces the risk of heart disease, which is something that I'm really concerned about since I do have high blood pressure. So if you have high blood pressure, this may be a good medication to consider. It also promotes better gut health and digestion because it slows down the gastric emptying, reduced inflammation. Potential cognitive benefits is a new one that I've heard, as well as helping you build a better relationship with food. And like I mentioned before, if you're somebody like me who's an extreme emotional eater, like, why wouldn't you stay on this medication? I think maybe a maintenance dose, a very low dose for an extended amount of time may really help me stay in my optimal health, but I'm not sure. Again, I'm still figuring this stuff out along with you guys. So those are some of the things that I've learned since I've restarted this GLP-1. And drum roll, 6 weeks, I have gone from this 194 pounds at the end of December, after the holidays, of course, to this. I am now 174 pounds. So I lost 20 pounds. And for those of y'all who have struggled with weight loss for a really long time, if you know, you know. Like, that is an amazing feeling. I feel good today, and we'll talk a little bit about symptoms and side effects in another video, but today I feel great. Yesterday I took my 6th injection. I slept most of the day, but today I got up and I felt energetic, I felt energized. I stepped on the scale and I was like, what the heck? What? 174? Y'all, I have not seen the 170s when I stepped on the scale in about 4 to 5 years, like since pre-pandemic. So I'm so excited now. I feel light on my feet. I don't have to take my inhaler as much. I've noticed some really strange things going on with my menstrual cycle. Not strange in a bad way, but strange in a good way. I'm not really having my PMS symptoms the way that I normally do, and I'll talk about that in another video, because that is a whole nother benefit that I wasn't expecting. Nobody told me. But yeah, overall I feel great. I feel really, really good because I'm starting to fit into some old clothes. Y'all know that feeling. So it's been a really great experience so far, and I'm so happy that I chose tirzepatide as my medication of choice this time around. So I'm really hoping to stick to it, really hoping to stick to my new eating habits, as well as my new strength training program, which I hope to be sharing with you guys very soon. If you are on a GLP-1 medication, or you're even considering getting on a GLP-1 medication, I would really love to hear from you. Drop me a comment, hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm going to try to upload videos more frequently so that I can update you guys on just what's going on in my weight loss journey, and any tips, advice, any things that I learned from my doctors, because I'm probably one of those patients that get on my doctor's nerves, because I email and I text every single week with the question to find out like what's going on with my body. But I really hope that this inspires anyone on their weight loss journey to consider taking a GLP-1 to help you on this journey, because it's really been a game changer for me. Until next time, and until the next video, you guys stay blessed. Bye.